Call regular city council meeting Monday, May 16th, 2016 to order. Clerk call roll, please.
Alderman Putoff.
Here.
Ferrari.
Here.
Waldorf.
Here.
Lukosius.
Here.
Radke.
Here.
Mueller.
Here.
Sapienza. Payton.
Here.
Mayor Harrell.
Here. Pledge allegiance. Okay, Mr. Vickery, Economic Development.
Okay, thank you. I've got have some guests here tonight, and I'm going to start out by reading the lead in a story that ran in the News Tribune 2 weeks ago. Another city council meeting, another announcement of a business coming to North Peru. And here we are at another council meeting with an announcement of another business coming to North Peru. We have three gentlemen with us. I'm going to ask George Cannon in a moment to come up. George is from Fishers, Indiana, which is just north of Indianapolis. He is principal with the Cannon Group, and he is involved in a new company that's coming to Peru, north on near Donlar Road on the rail line. George, why don't you come on up? This is George George X. Cannon. And he has some of his colleagues here. So, George, it's all yours.
I'll introduce you. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. I really came here to mostly say thanks because I've had a lot of cooperation, and we're off and running in a big way. I think the footings and foundations are in on about a 60,000 square foot facility that we are putting up with the NanoChem group there on Donler Road. That came about because I'm an owner in a company called Advanced Turf Solutions, which is a chemical and fertilizer distributor out of Indianapolis, but we do a lot of work in about 8 or 9 different states, including Illinois, Indiana, Wisconsin, just everybody in the Midwest. And we're about half golf. We deal with a lot of golf courses, and we deal with a lot of lawn care companies. But about 4 or 5 years ago, my brother Alex, who runs a company, asked me to help out a fellow named Tom Smith up in Mendota, and he had a company called ENP, which was a chemical manufacturing company. And I'm going to have Pat Trainer, who runs that company for us today. He's in charge of the operation. Tell you just a couple minutes. But ENP was pretty close with the people from NanoChem, and it's owned by a Canadian company. And their principal is a fellow named Dan O'Brien. And we got together with Dan about a year ago, and he said, "Guys, I'm out of space. I really don't have a place to operate. And we know you're out of space. Can we put our heads together and come up with something?" And that's why we figured we'd come to Peru. They had a nice piece of ground. They sold me 5 acres right next to their building. I'm using their concrete and their lake, and there are a lot of things helping make the building really economical. I'm working with Tim Phelan at Phelan Steel, and they've done a fabulous job. And I've dealt in construction for 30-some years, and they're doing as good a job as I've had done on a construction project. They're really on top of it, so I'm really happy with that. Mike Ricotta over at Chamlin and Associates is doing all my civil engineering, and he's out in front of everything, and I think we've got most things covered. But with Bob's help from the economic group here, we're off to a good start. I'm hoping they get your enterprise zone renewed here also, but in about 3 weeks we're going to pay a lot of sales tax before the deadline runs out on the end of the month. That's his business. ENP has grown a lot in the last 3 or 4 years, and we're real involved in developing products, new products for both agriculture and turf and the greenhouses. And so we're not going to stop, and we don't have any place to manufacture them. We're just about maxed out where we are. We're at a small operation in Mendota that can probably do a few more $1 million worth of manufacturing, but we couldn't do more than that. So when we built this facility, which is basically just 60,000 square foot of storage, we laid out the next 25,000 square feet, which will be my manufacturing site, that we're talking about bringing ENP to town and doing manufacturing hopefully in the next 12 to 18 months as the products come online, because we like to make stuff for ourselves. And it's going to be the same way with NanoChem as they get kind of pushed farther and farther. They kept the other side of the building for their manufacturing. So we're hopeful that we'll continue to grow here. And I just wanted to say thanks to everybody, because Peru's been great. I mean, I literally have had nothing but help and assistance all the way through. It's gone really well. And I'd like now to introduce. Pat Trainer is the manager of the operation, and he came with our sales manager, Kurt Guerin. And I want Pat just to spend a couple minutes and tell you a little bit more about ENP, so you'll know who we are when we come to you in a year and say we're going to move here, because I want to bring this operation as part of this manufacturing up here. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, George.
Hello. I'm Pat Trainer. What I do is basically the production there at ENP. What we do is we're basically a specialty fertilizer manufacturer, fertilizer only. We manufacture fertilizers for golf courses, professional landscapers, and that type of stuff. We also have a line of semi-organic fertilizers for the retail, for gardening, nurseries, and for professional growers. That's basically about all we manufacture there. About a year ago, we partnered up with a company called Spiro Chelates, which was started off by a couple of organic chemists out of Purdue University. They still are professors at Purdue University, and they're developing a whole bunch of different types of products for agriculture, oil industry, a whole bunch of different type of fields. And I think within the next 12 to 18 months, like George just said, that we will be manufacturing arm for that company. So, which of course is going to increase our manufacturing ability to, needing to increase our ability to manufacture. So, and that'll be done here. I would say we should probably be within a year or two on that. And it's something that's going to be pretty big for us, I think. So that's about it.
Can we buy your stuff on the market?
You can buy it off of Amazon. Locally here would be probably about the best place would be Amazon. We don't have anything that's sold locally here. Most of our distribution is out on the West Coast and East Coast. So.
Are you using rail?
We do use rail. Yeah, we do a lot of rail shipping out to California. Matter of fact, we use only rail going out there. It's the cheapest way to go.
You were excited about your rail.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the main reasons. Any other questions?
How many jobs are you looking at in the next 12 months or 18 months?
Well, right now we have 16 people currently working for us, and I don't know, I would say maybe another 4 or 5 a year or so after that for the next probably 5 years or so. It'd be a guesstimate.
Thank you, Pat.
Okay, thank you, members of the council. Now, if you want to, we all ready? We're going to do some test availability out in the hallway here if you guys would like to get some more information about the company. Thank you, guys.
Then Jennifer Zuber. Jennifer?
Hi, how are you?
Hello.
I'm Jennifer Zuber, and this is, you want to tell me your name?
My name is Gino.
Okay, and we would like to build and put up a little free library. And if you're not familiar with that, I have just a little handout that tells about it. Why don't you go, just bring it over there and they can pass it, okay? Perfect. Okay. All right. So these were started in like 2009, and what it basically is about a 2x2 box that it just says, give a book, take a book, and there's 2 of them that are put up in LaSalle, and I'll let you read what you wanted to read, okay? Here you go. Go ahead.
We will be reaching out to businesses in the Peru area with hopes to receive donations, cash or supplies for our little free library. When enough donations are collected, we will buy the supplies that we need to construct our library or purchase one directly from the website. The businesses that have donated will have their names listed on the side of the library.
So, it just depends, like, so on the side here, I have some different locations that it might work at. There's a few public or city spots, and then there's also some businesses that, I've talked with briefly about just putting it in their lot of the business, so. Yeah. I have some plans here that you can print out. They sell them on there for as little as like $250, already like pre-made, to $500. But just like this simple one's probably going to be about $300 to put together. Yeah, I'm not quite sure on that. I would probably say about 20 books would fit in there. And then like this particular one that we have plans for has like a top shelf and a bottom shelf, so like adult books, kids books. You could do that. There's one by, where were those ones at that I sent you? Yep. And then, and then the library sponsored one of them in LaSalle, too. So it was sponsored by, I think, just the library did that one. But, yeah, if you want to tell them the location.
Have you went over and met with our library personnel or
I
any?
haven't been to the library at all yet. I figured I'd come here first and see what you guys thought about putting it somewhere, you know, a park or, the park, I don't know if it would get messed with, I feel like possibly, more than like a lot, like, behind Debo's in that lot. That might be a better location, so people aren't, kids aren't just randomly messing with it, so.
I've seen a lot of just residential neighborhoods.
Right, right.
The idea is, there's books, they're free, you take the book, or you donate a book, you put it in there.
Like one of the spots on here, I thought like 28th Street Park, like up there by, in that neighborhood. That'd be a good place. But there's a lot of people ever since we started talking about this that are like, oh, we want to do one. So, you know, there could be multiple spots we could have them. West Block's building, I know that he is all for that, to put it in that lot, so. But like the residential ones are neat though, you know, to just see them when you're walking down the road.
You got a favorite book, Dino? What's your favorite book?
Titanic book.
Titanic, yeah.
You speak fluent Italian, Dino?
Kind of and not kind of. Well, I mean, we're just tired of, I mean, I'm mostly tired around with all these books just shoved in my shelf. And I'm like, Mom, there's this other girl in LaSalle that created a little free library, so why don't we just create one for ourselves?
Right, improve. Yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, what do we need to receive, place on file, whatever, and grant permission at whatever sites that you're looking at? What do we need to do to move forward?
To a couple locations. Yeah, exactly. Like if you guys saw it, you guys wanted to think about it and think, let's do one like per se on 28th Street, like then we'll move forward with that location. You know, and I haven't went and asked for donations or anything, I'm just coming here first, so. Yeah, and then also that Heartland Bank that's up there, you know, by Aldi, like that right behind there, she also was willing. Yeah, and it's more of a lit area than,
Well, then you'll let us know what public areas that you're asking us for, because the private areas, we don't really have any
right, like, right.
jurisdiction over that. Right. Right.
Correct. We'll, check it frequently to make sure nobody goes and takes all the books, or we'll refill it with books and, you know, check it. Yeah. Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, you can call my cell phone. It's 815-260-4970. Yep.
How many employees will be
Maybe 5.
Maybe 5?
Economic development, there we go.
And they'll all be from his class, right?
Yep.
Yeah, great.
Okay, thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Gino.
Okay, all right, thank you. Perfect, thank you guys.
Thanks. Okay. Under public comment, we have Debbie Noonan and Anita Kopinski that want to have a public comment at this time for Friends for Peru Pool.
Dear Mayor Harrell and council members, we, Debbie Noonan and Anita Kopinski, would like to tender our resignations as co-presidents of Friends for Peru Pool Committee. For the past 7 years, we have spent countless hours organizing fundraisers, searching for grants, and seeking donations to get a swimming pool. Mayor Harrell and the council members have stated a swimming pool is a luxury that they couldn't afford. We felt it was a necessity. Swimming in the Peru pool are some of the fondest memories we have of growing up in Peru. We still hope that Peru will someday have a swimming pool. Regrets, Debbie Noonan and Anita Kopinski.
Okay, thank you very much. I know that's a tough decision, and thank you for the last 7 years. Okay, do we have a motion to receive the minutes and place on file?
So moved, Your Honor. Second.
Have a motion and a second. Discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Do we have a motion to receive the financial reports and place on file?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Activity reports. We have a motion to receive the activity reports and place on file. Report.
So moved, Your Honor.
Second, Your Honor.
Have a motion and a second to receive the activity report and place on file. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Committee, Finance Safety, Chairman Putoff.
Alderman Radke.
Yes, Your Honor. The first thing under the Finance Safety Committee is disbursements. Total disbursements for May 18, 2016 are $2,529,475.94. I move that this report be received, placed on file, and the bills paid in the usual manner.
Have a motion and a second to receive the disbursements, place on file, and pay the bills in the usual manner. Is there any discussion? Call the roll.
Alderman Putoff. Aye. Ferrari. Aye. Waldorf. Lukosius.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mueller. Sapienza. Payton.
Motion approved. Anything further from Finance? We have let's see, Chairman Waldorf, Public Services.
Yes, sir. I'd like to move ahead in the items on the agenda to the motion to seek bids for the Derrick Digger line truck. I have some thoughts on this, on the ordering of this, not whether we should or not, but the timing of it. We've just had a surprise with the generator warranties and $230,000 for that. Although the digger derrick is on the agenda in order to do both of those things, we would be spending more money than we have in the budget. Excuse me, I said agenda, but in the budget. I think it would be prudent to, if indeed we need to spend $230,000 out of our current budget to have, the warranties extended on the generators, that we take our time on this digger derrick truck and do our homework, and if indeed we do it, go out in the fall for bids and all of the options that we need on it, so that it would be delivered at the start or shortly after the next budget period ends, and that way we will stay within our budget rather than be extended over what's already in there to budget. So again, I'm not saying that we should or shouldn't order this. This is a council decision, but indeed, I'd like to stay within our budget, and I think that would be the prudent way to do it.
Well, we're gonna have a month or so of putting specifications together.
This truck will take 9 to 10 months to even build itself, so, I mean, we get by fall, we'll have everything we need for it, ready to present to the council. I think we'll be in good shape to do that.
So we'll plan August or September to order that if everything is together by then. That way it will definitely be in the next budget cycle.
Sounds good.
Okay. Alderman, do you have anything?
No, I'm in agreement with you.
Okay, so that will be tabled then till the fall as the work goes on to figure out what exactly we want to order.
Yeah, we'll keep you updated where we're at with it.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. Next, I would like to make a motion to approve the purchase of a 2016 Ford Explorer for approximate cost of $30,442.37, along with the trade-in of a 2000 Ford Explorer for a $1,000 credit.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that, Your Honor.
Okay, do we have a motion and a second to approve the purchase of the 2016 Ford? Is there any discussion?
Yes, Your Honor. Just to update everybody, this is the same plan that we spoke on at our last meeting. This is a vehicle for the engineering department. We need a more reliable vehicle. As Eric Zabrowski is going to be out in the field with this vehicle idling, it'll be his office for the foreseeable summers coming up. It's a twofold thing. It is a new vehicle for the engineering department, but it will also give the meter readers a more reliable vehicle, and get rid of one vehicle that is not all that reliable and looks to be in line for about $5,000 worth of repairs. Maybe it's $4,000, but the $1,000 credit will tell you what it's worth. So a new vehicle for the engineering department as needed, and a hand-me-down better vehicle for the meter readers. So that is the motion.
Okay, is there any further discussion? Okay, call the roll.
Alderman Putoff. Aye. Ferrari. Aye. Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Sapienza. Payton.
Motion approved.
Next, Your Honor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the purchase of a 2016 F-250 XL Super Duty under state bid, approximate amount of $22,406, with additional equipment cost of $12,262.50 from Bunnell Industries for the Water Department.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that, Your Honor.
Okay, we have a motion, a second discussion.
Your Honor, this is a vehicle that, to be replaced, we've got one that's in pretty bad shape. The boxes on the back of it took some rain, and I'm not sure that it ruined some equipment, but the equipment had to be taken out of the boxes because they're rusted through. And I'm not sure the mileage. Jeff, do you want to elaborate on that a little bit, please?
The biggest thing is we lost a sledgehammer on Route 6 last week because it fell through the bottom of it. So it's a safety issue, absolutely. So that's the one we're talking about. Also, we had to remove all of our water plants and stuff like that out of there because they're getting all wet and we won't be able to see where they're at. So the boxes, it's just they're not in good shape anymore. That's the biggest problem. And then the front of the actual front of it, where I had the pictures, it's rusting out through the bottom also to where you'll lose anything in the front of those boxes. So it's a big safety issue.
Are you selling that for the sale?
No, I couldn't do that.
Alderman Waldorf. And I apologize for this because we have not received a price yet on a potential trade. So we are trading or want to get rid of the vehicle that's being taken out of service, and we are waiting for the dealer to give us an approximate trade-in cost. So if you could amend that motion to include the trade.
I will do that. I will amend the motion to, with all of the stated facts and also the fact that we're awaiting the trade-in value of the vehicle we're taking out of service.
And I'll second that.
Okay, so the amendment, the 22,406 and the 12,262, and then less the trade-in value, not known at this time. Okay. All right, any other discussion?
Yeah, I just got one question on this. We always say state bid. Are we actually saving a lot of money on state bid? And have we ever gone out, we have dealers here in town that pay sales tax. Have we ever sat down and talked with these other dealers and see?
Yeah, every single time we do. In this particular case, this was $2,000 cheaper with this than through the local dealer on the same identical vehicle with the same specs. He gets governmental bid assistance, but he can't match the state bid on these type of vehicles. So they totally understand. They appreciate we give them a shot each time, but on a vehicle like that, they typically tell us they'll give us their best price, but most likely we'll go elsewhere. In this case, $2,000.
And the city would be exempt from sales tax anyway.
Thank you. That's what I was looking. Thank you.
Okay, any further discussion? Call the roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Sapienza. Payton.
Motion approved.
Next, Your Honor, we have a motion to authorize execution of a promotion agreement with the Peru Mall for the July 3rd, 2016 fireworks celebration event.
Yes, Alderman, we actually,
Do we have a second?
that's actually for, that's in the, it's on there twice, Mayor. First as a motion, and then, corporate counsel prepared an appropriate ordinance.
Well, we'll go ahead and do it now, but we want to get a second. So do we have a second? Okay, we have a motion, a second, and corporate counsel, Dave Alderman Waller, corporate counsel is going to go ahead and look at the ordinance now, or present the ordinance.
Yes, there's actually a resolution that would authorize Ray Zabrowski as president of the commission for in behalf of the city to execute a lease for the celebration with Peru Mall. This was negotiated between the Recreation Commission, Mr. Michelini, and Mr. Zabrowski of the commission, and Peru Mall. It essentially provides for a payment of $2,000 for the lease of that property. The biggest thing here, and I had sent the city clerk a letter, they're requesting indemnification and be a named insured under the city's policy, so you're working on that?
We actually, Alderman Payton was in my office today, and I did a conference call with Julia Reynolds from IML. We had previously discussed the matter and the language, and she signed off on everything.
Okay, we should also have Albert Tomaszewski, because that
He's
was
already
the
on
prior
the
lease.
he is on
already
the certificate,
Okay.
correct.
So this would actually be, it's Peru GKD Partners LLC, doing business as Peru Mall. But that's what the resolution is.
Okay, is there any discussion?
Your Honor, I just wanted to point out that I respect the Recreation Commission working on it, and certainly their enthusiasm for the fireworks celebration. And I will vote yes for it, but I somewhat resent the $2,000 fee from the mall to the city of Peru. You know, I don't see the need for that, but I guess that was something that they were involved in the negotiations, and I do respect their time and efforts.
Okay, anybody else? Okay, call the roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari. Aye. Waldorf. Lukosius.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Sapienza. Payton.
Aye.
Motion approved.
Dave, will you get those?
Your Honor, next on the agenda is discuss and recommend amendment to the Area 3 Sewer Separation Engineering Agreement. Eric, do you want to update us on that, please?
Yes, and Clerk Bartley, I'm, motion to execute. So I don't know if we'll have to table that and, or if it can be amended. This is in conjunction with our sewer separation, program. We have, and all of our projects we're moving forward with consultant services is the engineering agreements. Part of the Area 3 agreement, there's the second phase of Peoria Street that falls in that area. So it only made sense for me to sit with Mike and discuss an amendment to the Area 3 contract to include the Peoria Street pavement design, because we'll be otherwise excavating that area for the sewer separation and the water main replacement. So this amendment covers the design work for the pavement section of the Peoria Street Phase 2 work.
So then I will make a motion to recommend the amendment to the Area 3 Sewer Separation Engineering Agreement.
Second.
Alderman Miller, second it? Yes. Okay, we have a motion and a second to recommend the Area 3 Sewer Separation Engineering Agreement. Is there any discussion? A roll call vote, call roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Sapienza. Payton.
Motion approved.
Your Honor, I will make a motion to award the 2016 Motor Fuel Tax Midtown Road Program to the lowest bidder, Advanced Asphalt Company, in the amount of $139,357.86.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to award the 2016 MFT to Advanced Asphalt. Is there any discussion? Have a roll call vote, call roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Sapienza. Payton.
Motion approved.
Your Honor, I would make a motion to award the 2016 General Fund Street Program to the lowest bidder, Universal Asphalt and Excavating, in the amount of $447,291.03.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for the 2016 General Fund Street Program. Do we have any discussion?
Just a question, Eric, when will this get started?
We'll send paperwork over to Universal tomorrow after the approval to execute the contracts. The contracts will then come back, and we have a pre-construction meeting scheduled with them for this Wednesday at 10 a.m.
One more question, Eric. Eric Zabrowski will be on site as an inspector for the city through both of these projects?
Eric will be 100% on-site inspection for the general fund street program as well as the Venture Drive project. In talking to Randy at Universal, their tentative plan is to get the general fund street program done and mobilize at Venture Drive. There may be some early phase work being done at Venture Drive, but his plan is to work on the general fund street program first.
Thank you so much.
Eric, weren't we supposed to, vote on, some of the things that they weren't qualified on? I mean, as far as, yeah, no, they, you know, you had mentioned.
As far as the pre-quals, we had lifted the pre-quals. It was done by amendment, so that was done prior to the bid.
Okay, so that has been taken care of, all right.
And then that was a pretty competitive bid. The second place was what, $632?
The spread on the motor fuel tax job was a little less, or right around $18,000, and on the general fund street program was about $400 or $500.
Wow. Very competitive.
What do we have? The award at $477,291.03 versus $477,923.14. So that.
You know, the last thing I'd like to note is, if you see our engineer's estimate, we used some historical pricing on the asphalt tonnage as well as pricing on similar IDOT contracts, similar size, and we've been paying over the course of the last 3 years is around $90 a ton, and you'll see this year
with the oil prices down, we're paying somewhere about $70 to $75 a ton.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. If there's no further discussion, call the roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Sapienza. Peyton.
Motion approved.
Your Honor, I'd like to make a motion to approve to make a change at the Wiggly Field out at Veterans Park to construct a human shelter. I'd like to make that change. It's not a dog shelter, it's a human shelter, not to exceed a cost of $642. This was passed through Public Services Committee and has come back to the council as a change to a park.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the Wiggly Field. Is there any discussion?
Yes, to ask the question like we had with the bleachers at McKinley, who's paying for this?
The rec board is paying out of their
That way we can clarify that, and we'll...
Yeah.
Okay, if there's no further discussion, we'll have a roll call roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Sapienza. Peyton.
Motion approved.
That's all for public services, Your Honor. Thank you.
Now, are we okay on tabling this Digger Derrick? Everybody's in agreement, or do you want to vote on it to go out for your specifications? Is there any need to do that? Any need to vote on it for that?
I mean, I'm comfortable authorizing to go for specifications.
So why don't we go ahead and vote on
I
it?
agree 100% with Alderman Waldorf that we should try to pay for this next fiscal year if we can.
That's the way we'll set it up.
So motion for specifications for Digger Derrick line truck.
So moved.
Yeah, okay, we have a motion second, and it will reflect motion to seek specifications for Digger Derrick line truck.
Yes.
Okay. Have a roll call, quick call roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Sapienza. Peyton.
Aye.
Okay, motion approved. Anything else from Public Services?
No, sir.
Take a drink, you've had a lot of stuff going on there. City Attorney?
Yes, there was a combined hearing before the Plan Commission and Zoning Board of Appeals on the petition of Speedway for the construction of a new service station on the northeast corner of Plank Road and May Road. They're seeking zoning reclassification from manufacturing district to B4 highway business district, which would be more consistent with their use and also consistent with the Sapp Brothers operation across the street. The variances and waivers sought are quite innocuous. The parking stalls from 200 square feet to 162 square feet, allowed signage on square footage to 1,058 square feet, maximum square footage for the freestanding sign as dictated by their boom test along 80 to 627 square feet, and the height of that sign from 65 feet to 100 feet, which is pretty consistent with other Interstate 80 signage. And then the square footage of the second freestanding sign to 165 square feet, and the height of the second sign from 20 feet to 29.5 feet. All the Plan Commission members were present except Ballard and Spellich. All Zoning Board of Appeals members were present except Brining and Gans. The petition was presented by their project manager, Michael Bergman, and engineering consultant, Ed Duell. The variances were reviewed and recommended by our city engineer. And both the Plan Commission and Zoning Board of Appeals unanimously favorably recommended, one, the zoning reclassification of the property, and then two, the requested variances.
Okay, we have,
To make a motion that we accept the minutes, Plan Commission and Zoning Board of Appeals on the petition of the Speedway. Second, Your Honor.
we have a motion second to receive the minutes placed on file. Is there any discussion? All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carried.
And then the first ordinance would amend the zoning ordinance for that property. Incidentally, the service station itself will occupy about 4.7 acres of the property. And the first ordinance here reclassifies that property from M2 Manufacturing District to B4 Highway Business District.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the ordinance as written and read.
So moved, Your Honor. Second, Your Honor.
Have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
I would just say, if you look at the plans, you know, for the service station, it is a very nice looking development, the artist's conceptuals and the site layout and everything. I mean, it really is a very nice, improvement to that corner.
It's gonna be a heck of an addition, it's really huge. Yeah.
I mean, it's absolutely huge.
Yeah, I think the one significant thing too is this will be the farthest west Speedway service station, so it's very popular in the east, so people, at least for westbound traffic, you know, may find it as a specific destination point. I think the closest one that I'm aware of is in probably Tinley Park. In Plainfield, but I mean, I'm talking about 80 westbound.
Yeah, there's one on Route 45 in,
Right.
Frankfurt there.
Right.
But this is the farthest west that they've come
The
today.
farthest west, yes.
That's a pretty busy area up there. That'll even pull more traffic off the
And of
highway.
course, on the other side of Commerce Drive, I mean, it's a wonderful company to work with because they dedicated all that land for the new road to the city without cost, nor did they seek any incentives or anything from the city, so it's a great company. They're owned incidentally by Marathon Petroleum.
They were one of the groups we had discussion with up in Chicago last October at the ICSC. Okay, we have a motion and a second. If there's no further discussion, we'll have a roll call vote.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf. Lukosius. Radke. Mueller. Sapienza. Peyton.
Motion approved.
Then you have the ordinance granting the variances.
Do we have a motion?
So moved, Your Honor. Second, Your Honor.
Any discussion? Call roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf. Lukosius. Radke. Mueller. Sapienza. Peyton.
Motion approved.
Next, you have an ordinance amending the zoning ordinance, the stop sign ordinance, providing for stop signs on Cross Street for northbound traffic at its intersection with Fifth Street, Cross Street northbound traffic at its intersection with Sixth Street, and Cross Street for northbound traffic at its intersection with Seventh Street.
Do we have a motion? To approve. We have a, who second?
Peyton.
Okay, we have a motion by Alderman Waldorf, second by Alderman Payton for the stop sign, ordinance amending the code of ordinance for concerning a stop sign. Chief Burnaby, do you want to?
This actually was a response to a citizen request for a study over there and concern. Fifth and Cross, the old Colt plant, as you're traveling northbound, was an uncontrolled intersection. So, was a point well taken when I got over there and we looked at it, and clearly we needed some traffic control for northbound traffic and keep the flow going well on Fifth Street. Then notice that Sixth and Seventh, where we have, they're city streets, but they're one-way almost alleys as you reach Sixth and Seventh, are really blind intersections. There's yield signs right now. So there's really no way that you could yield and properly yield. It really requires someone to come to a stop. So since we were doing this one, I thought we'd replace those two yield before we had an accident. So subject to your approval, they'll be up tomorrow morning.
Seventh Street is, and I think Seventh and Fifth are the two that are.
Correct.
I mean, there's fast traffic east and west, so
Correct.
I think they're very good.
Yeah, so this was a mother actually that contacted one of the aldermen and asked us to look at it. It was referred to me, and we did.
Okay, we have a motion, a second. Any discussion? Call roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf. Lukosius. Radke. Mueller. Sapienza. Peyton.
Motion approved. A lot of sig-
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Unfinished business, do you have any unfinished business?
I have one item, Your Honor. In regards to the 13th Street flood study, I issued a letter to the residents that live in the vicinity of or in the floodplain area at 13th Street, as well as those in the St. John's subdivision. We'll be hosting another town hall meeting May 25th, Wednesday at 6 p.m. And that meeting will be to discuss the progress that we've made thus far on the 13th Street floodplain study, as well as discuss what has been done previously in the St. John's subdivision. We'll have a handout of sorts for the residents to address any questions that they may have, and then also open up for a question and answer session. So that'll be next Wednesday, the 25th at 6 p.m. It'll be in the community room.
I had one item on our unfinished business. 1815 Main Street will be coming down tomorrow. Bames is gonna give me a call and let me know when that's gonna happen this week. Hopefully it'll be in this week, and it'll be down by the end of the week, so. I'll let everybody know by email as soon as I find out when that's going down, so everybody knows.
Jeff, can you give us an update on the 13th Street house?
13th Street house, we got into that house, last week because there was an open door, so we had to go in and make sure everything was okay. So we got into it, looked at it.
Was it okay?
No, it's not okay. There's some issues there. I'm getting all the pictures in the morning. Josh took a whole bunch of pictures with Officer Creedy. Those two were there. I'll get all the pictures. The soffit now is collapsing. The roof is covered with a tarp right now, and the bathroom on the inside of the bathroom has fallen in, and a lot of mold there. Apparently somebody's collecting TVs because there's a lot of TVs in there. So I'll get all that together. We're going to get with Scotty, and he's going to get a hold of the bank, and we're going to see where we can go from there.
Well, hopefully we can go a little bit further, because I know we had some action on it a year ago, and just in fairness to those residents down there, they've been putting up with this for a long time, and, let's press this issue.
It's in a bank now, right? I'm pretty sure.
Well, it was in foreclosure. I don't know if they've had the foreclosure sale yet.
Then we got it, then we can.
I emailed Scott Schweikert this afternoon and asked him to draft a memo for the mayor and council, bringing me up to speed from the legal standpoint, whether it was a mortgage company or, if the bank still got it or who's got it, and then what options the council will have, and express that you wanted it on the fast track.
Wasn't there a reverse
You should be
mortgage on
getting
the
something in the next few days. I think it was.
That's
a reverse
correct.
mortgage.
Well, it's definitely a public nuisance now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's on fast track now.
Well, let me ask, would the city take a deed to the property? I don't know if that's an option. I just want to know the parameters of.
I don't think it's rehabitable by any means. I think it's a similar situation down on Main Street. So the city would probably have to take a lead on it, because I don't see any other option.
If there's a responsible party in a bank, why don't we make them tear it down?
Yeah, well, you're right, and that was the purpose of my question. The problem with most of those is that each one is set up into a separate trust group. So it isn't the underlying assets of the bank that you can get at, because they're usually in a collective group, because they were sold off originally as what's called tranches, and it might be tough to have a responsible party. I think the most expedient way would be, if they would, just give a deed in lieu of any other action.
Do we have?
I don't know who's actually in title now, if it's still Mr. Roman Benedict, or if they have acquired pursuant to the foreclosure.
I agree. We need to do what's right for the residents in the area, but I just hate every time, we end up paying the cost of tearing all these places down.
Nice thing about that one, though, Alderman, I think, is it's in a real nice neighborhood. What a lot that would be worth, significant amount of money, I would think.
We have money budgeted to tear down derelict properties, do we not?
Yeah, I think we had budgeted
50?
250, I think, was the whole, I'll get the exact amount here. I thought it was 250 for. 250. Yeah, 250 for property demolitions.
Well, I would venture a guess that everybody would be in favor of if we can get the deed and we'll tear it down.
I mean, we'll eventually get it, but we'll have to go through the whole process, and we'll have to foreclose, just like the Main Street property. It won't be the procedure that we're able to use on the Peru Marathon or Econo Lodge, but,
And it won't be quick.
no. But if we could get a deed, it would be quick. The other procedure,
I don't have a
be
problem with
realistic,
tearing
it'd
the
be a
house
year.
down, I just don't wanna see empty lots like we have over in Seventh and Buffalo, Becky, and I got that one removed,
This
and
is a little different neighborhood.
Be better than empty
A
lot.
little different neighborhood.
Okay, moving on. Any other unfinished business? New business. Do I have a motion for the reappointment of Paul Basali, Bob Johnson, and Mark Lucas to the Design Review Committee for a 2-year term ending May 2018?
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? They're members on the committee and doing a fine job, and they wish to stay on the committee, and once again, they're doing a great job. So if there's no discussion, we'll have a roll call vote. Clerk call roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mueller. Sapienza. Peyton.
Okay, motion approved. I need to do these other 7 individually, so do I have a motion for Doug Beederstead as chairman of the new Planning and Zoning Commission for 5-year terms?
So moved. Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Call the roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf. Lukosius. Radke. Mueller. Sapienza. Peyton.
Okay, Tom Atkinson.
Second.
Discussion? Call the roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mueller. Sapienza. Peyton.
Motion approved. Kerry Miller.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Sapienza. Peyton.
Gary Grabowski.
So moved. Second.
Alderman Radke. Call the roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mueller. Sapienza. Peyton.
Mark Lucas.
So moved.
Call the roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Sapienza. Peyton.
Aye.
Okay, and one of the brand-new members, Angela Calsto. Once again, she's a licensed architect, and quite frankly, I'm very happy that she did say yes, so.
So moved. Second.
I think Alderman Mueller said it first, I think. So double the pay. What's, finance officer, what's 0 times 0?
No, it is off.
Okay. Call the roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Sapienza. Peyton.
Aye.
Motion approved, and representing small business, Lori Janko Wilkie.
So moved.
Second. Discussion? Call the roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Sapienza. Peyton.
Aye.
Okay, motion approved. Thank you. Then the next thing on we don't have one scheduled right now. We don't have another planning and zoning meeting at this time scheduled. So the next one will be the new committee in place.
Your Honor, before we get to, get off of new business here, I'd just like to mention that, this Thursday and Friday is the 2016 Illinois Municipal Utilities Association annual conference and agenda, annual conference. And, during this meeting, we have been informed that Peru is going to be named the IMUA Member Municipality of the Year. And, that'll be done at the, dinner banquet on Thursday night. And I think it's quite an honor for the city of Peru. And they used in some of the criteria to name the city of Peru the municipality member of the year. They said Peru has been making strides in a number of different areas, ranging from exceptional customer service and broadened energy efficiency to development of alternative energy sources, environmental control and protection, solid financial improvement, infrastructure, and utility system improvements. And I know the mayor and myself will be in attendance to accept this award. And once again, I think it's something Peru can be proud of.
Hear, hear.
Yeah, that's quite an honor. You know, there's quite a few members between the IMEA and the IMUA. How many member cities are there in the IMUA? That's another 30-some members.
There's more than in IMEA. I think there's, I want to say 40-some.
40-some, so you're 70 cities. And then, one reason is our departments, and I'd like to give a thank you to our electric department when was that, Friday, when we had the outage? And we blew, tell us about what it was, just because it was quite an event.
It was down on Water Street at our main down there. The primary coming in from the pole underground into the substation burned up. So we lost the primary coming in. When we lost that, we lost the service to the inside of the substation. We also lost the batteries and the battery charger on the inside of the substation. So it was quite a bit of equipment we lost on the inside. And it was basically due to a ground fault, which sent the wire in and shorted out.
Now, it's my understanding that all of this should be covered under our insurance.
That's correct, but I mean, we were looking at it today. Our deductible is $25,000. I don't know if we've gotten to there yet. We're still putting numbers together.
Okay.
And then,
Power was out on Peoria Street at, I think,
23
or 24 minutes,
23
yeah.
minutes is what it was.
I understand the water and sewer department worked a long day Friday also, restoring water to a block on 7th Street till...
Yeah, we had a
7
water main
o'clock
break
at night.
over on 7th, and we chased it. We were trying to find it. We dug two separate spots. It was on a downhill incline. Looked like it was at one spot. It wasn't, so it ended up being back further in the block. But those guys did a good job there too. And the weather conditions weren't the best on either one of those jobs.
Sounds like all around Friday was a pretty good day for all the long day and difficult day for the city workers, but they got everybody water, they got everybody power. That's what we need.
Both
Yeah,
departments
kudos.
did a great job.
Yeah, kudos to all of them.
They all did a great job.
I know Chief Burnaby told me today if you wouldn't want to have been in front of Kai's Silver Ford when he was coming down Plank Road when that outage hit the computer up north, because he was on the job. It was pretty good. Did a great job.
We got paged out to that call and fire, and he beat me there from Plank Road, so.
Okay, petitions, communications?
Real quick, one more thing on our new business, Your Honor. Can we send these two a thank you letter from the mayor and city council, please?
Yes, we will do that. Okay, any other new business? Petitions, communications?
Yes, Your Honor, we have two. The first is a communication from Tiffany Hornbeck of Color Point of Granville, which is formerly Mid-American Growers, requesting permission to reserve the west side of Baker Lake for a company picnic on Saturday, July 23rd. There are no conflicts with other events, and there are no shelters currently reserved.
I'll make a motion that we receive the communication and grant permission.
Second it.
Okay, we have a motion second to receive the communication from Tiffany Hornbeck and grant permission for a company picnic on the west side of Baker Lake. Is there any discussion? I know I was stopped by a resident going into the hardware store on 4th Street today saying that they watched the wedding from their house over by Baker Lake and how nice it was to see the wedding over there. They're on the west side. I was kind of surprised when they said that they were on the west side. I thought they mostly did them on the east side. Well, they'll remember it for the rest of their lives. Okay, all in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carried.
The next communication is from the Peru Veterans Memorial Group requesting permission to hold their annual Memorial Day service on Monday, May 30th, 2016 at 11 a.m. at Washington Park, and also asking for their $600 annual donation to replace the broken flag holders and purchase new flags.
Second.
Waller? Okay, we received the communication and grant permission. Is there any discussion?
Has anyone talked with anyone from the veterans group? Are they, if there's rain on Monday, are they planning to move to Parkside, or do they have a
I
plan, or?
haven't talked to anybody. I heard Parkside School, but I haven't talked to anybody. But I was going to ask, in the Capitol last week, they had memorials set up, and they had a POWMIA section set up, and it was pretty nice. They had a plaque, and they had a chair, an empty chair that had POWMIA on it. I wanted to ask the council if they would be interested in having one made and donating it to the Peru Veterans Group, and give it to them. I was going to talk to them to see if they would want it, but I wanted to ask the council first if they would be interested in it, and then ask them if they would be willing to take it. It was very nice. It was very moving to look at. It was 91,000 since World War I, POWMIA, so it was pretty nice. So I'll touch base with the Peru Veterans Memorial Group, and then maybe we'll move forward with that. As far as the communication, yes.
Yeah, that's where it said broken flag holders. Do you know where those are at?
I think they're as required,
Yeah,
just so you have them.
he just notes in it. The letter said the veterans will also be replacing broken flag holders and putting many new flags on graves of deceased veterans.
Them are the grave flag holders, Jeff.
What's
Yes.
the title? Chairman?
Yeah, that's just another thing that somebody in the city does that, unless you're paying attention, you might not notice that they do that, but it's a
Right.
really good effort that they do.
Plus, they also accept tattered flags for proper disposal, so. Okay, all in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Any more petitions or communications?
No further communications, Your Honor.
Public comment? Do we have any public comment? Yes, Mike?
Can you move that mic over, please?
At the public services meeting, it was stated by Alderman Waldorf, along with Kai, that the along with you, $280,000 was budgeted for this truck, correct?
Yes.
But am I assuming that because there was no budget for the warranties, that's why we are putting this off? Since it was budgeted and now you're not doing it. Is that correct? Okay.
Well,
So what I'm saying is the warranties were not budgeted for.
right, but that was a must-act situation, Mike, right.
So you had Rob Peter for Paul. Right. Right, no, I said that right away, because I got that written down.
Yeah, we knew that.
You guys talked, and then I even talked with him after the meeting, but. Right. Right. Okay. All right.
And also thought it was better to stay within the budget.
Right, right. Yeah.
That will go through, we'll do our annual budget amendment at the end of this fiscal year. That'll be part of it, just changing the category, obviously we won't have the pump truck on the last generator or down like that.
Okay.
We just need another one.
Okay, any other public comment? Anybody? Okay, we need to go into a closed session. Clerk Bartley, do we have a motion to go into closed session for, I'm gonna say number 3. Clerk Bartley will read them, number 3 and number 12. But let's have the motion first. Do we have a motion to go into closed session?
So moved.
Have a motion and a second. Okay, what are we going into closed session for? Number 3 and number 12.
Okay, number 3 is meetings where the purchase or lease of real property for the use of the public body is considered, including meetings held for the purpose of discussing whether a particular parcel should be acquired. Meetings where the setting of the price for the sale or lease of real estate owned by the public body is being considered. meetings of a municipality operating as a municipal utility power agency to discuss contracts for the purchase, sale, or delivery of electricity and the results of load forecast studies. Do a roll call vote to go into executive session. Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari. Waldorf. Lukosius. Radke. Mueller. Sapienza. Payton.
Okay, we'll go into closed session.